Jaylo,
Yes.
I took a shower this morning.
I hope so.
And, oh my goodness.
I thought I smelled something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, you smell good.
You had bought a new brand of shave gel. I was telling you that I actually liked it more than the usual stuff you use.
Really?
I feel like I got a deeper shave.
Huh. Yeah, so, as I've stated before, I buy stuff, from Melaleuca, the wellness company, and, I'm sure, I believe I did mention it in one of our, episodes.
Yeah.
But one of the brands they carry is, a brand called Affinia, and they have moisturizers and face washes. Shampoo. They have conditioners and body washes, and they also have now they have shave gel. And I thought, I never tried that before. I should try it because I like it when they come out with new products. At least I think this one's new. It's really good.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, it really was good on me. It was gentle on my skin. You don't get the harsh chemicals, if there was any, Now, when I do buy gels at stores, I like buying the EOS brand. They also sell lip gloss too. I didn't know that they sold shave gel until I bought it, the shaving cream. But I like EOS, but I think I like this one a lot better because there's non-harsh chemicals in it, and you can tell.
Am I remembering this right? Or wasn't there a time, maybe 3.5 years ago, where Melaleuca wanted to do a story on you? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I think what happened is my sister, I think she wanted to contact one of them I think there was talk about possibly, having people being interviewed for the Melaleuca company and how it's helped them. And my sister was talking to me about that, and they're like, "Oh, what if you ended up being one of the spokespeople and you ended up in a video or something like that?" And then that would mean that I would go to Idaho Falls, Idaho, where their headquarters are located, and do an interview with the owner of the company. Not
to put Melaleuca in the same class as the Sackler family, but I read that book Empire of Pain a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, they told a story about how they were getting a lot of pushback because of, the drugs that they were releasing to the public.
Yeah.
So they put out some ad talking about people who, took their products and were okay. And I think 3 of the 7 people who were in the ad ended up dying from overdosing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No, this is not that kind of a company. No. They actually sell wellness products that makes people's bodies and, skin better.
Yeah, I didn't want to, put them, lump them up with the Sackler family.
And they even give you a list of ingredients that they put in the products. And there's this part of the website called Learn to Earn where you watch these videos and you earn like extra shopping dollars by watching these educational videos, and then they quiz you afterwards.
Interesting.
And a lot of their products contain Melaleuca oil, hence the name Melaleuca, which is pretty much like tea tree oil. And they make their ingredients with thyme.
How much time? How many hours?
No, thyme, the herb.
Okay.
Yeah, which is supposed to be really, really good for cleaning.
Nice.
Yeah, so I believe in their products. And I don't know why I didn't join sooner, but I'm glad that I did a couple years ago. So
there we go. There, Jaylo.
Yeah.
You were asking what I was doing during your shower.
Yes.
And we had talked about going to see The Who.
Yep.
Also, we had said that we were going to revisit that after Arlo Parks came to town, which we didn't end up seeing.
Yeah.
I was looking at the tickets, and I found a pair of tickets. And so you for sure want me to buy these? Because we're good with these.
What is it?
So tickets to see the Who. We're down to do this.
I'd like to. When is it? When does it happen?
It's on October 20th, which I believe is a week from this upcoming Thursday.
You are correct.
Yes.
I think that would be fun.
Cool.
Is it at the Moda Center?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm really excited. I'm not like a huge Who fan, but this is, I think, the time to see them because we don't even know, if this is going to be the last time that they perform.
This very well could be, considering how old they are.
Yes, they are very old, but if they can still rock it, I'm down to see them.
Yes, me too.
Yes. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, I think we would have a really good time. And I love the Moda Center venue.
It's cool.
It's cool. And I like that we have room to dance in the back.
Yeah. That was my other thing, too. The reason I waited so long is because for a while I couldn't see seats in row P.
Oh, row P?
Yeah, okay. Which is our highest row, which is right below the area where we go to dance. And some people stand there to eat. But,
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You didn't see it in P. Okay.
I didn't see what?
You didn't see it in row P.
Yeah, being seated in row P.
Okay.
That was good stuff there. Jaylo.
As long as it's not in row PU.
Okay, what else?
Just kidding. Very good.
So, John Iadarola was talking about Biden's pardons the other day, and apparently it just applies to people who are caught with weed on them. So not people who are selling it or anything like that, but people who had bought weed. So it didn't go far enough, but it's still a good start.
Okay.
Yes, because there was some dispute the other day, and I thought it was for everybody who was convicted of a federal weed crime.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I'm glad.
I'm sure there's going to be more coming out about this.
Yeah.
It hasn't, because anyway, I already gave my opinion yesterday. I don't need to go into it.
Yeah, and I'm super excited, but I wanted to clarify that. It's a good first step. It doesn't go far enough, but it goes further than any president in our lifetime has gone in the right direction. So good on him.
Oh, boy.
Even if he's pandering, it's still doing the right thing.
It's pretty pandering.
Yeah, I don't care if it's pandering. He's still doing the right thing.
So what is about I remember you spelled the word endearing. Were you texting somebody? Can I ask?
Endearment. No, I was writing our notes for yesterday's show.
Ah.
Yes.
You know why I think that, you remember when we were talking about the Iron Giant yesterday?
Yep.
I think the reason why we thought that we talked about it is because we talked about it right after we saw the movie.
Oh, did we? Okay.
We talked about both movies after we saw both movies, and I think that's where we were kind of confused.
Because I was trying to figure out how that worked, because we didn't do anything recording on Sunday.
Yeah, because we were super busy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. I think what happened is that we actually talked afterwards.
Okay.
And that was probably confusing because we didn't record it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why. So anyway, I think I figured it out.
That's good to know with a little
Jaylo. Okay.
I have a confession to make.
What? What did you do?
It's more what I didn't do.
Okay.
I've been trying to read this book, Team of Rivals, for the last week and a half.
Uh-huh.
And it feels like every time I pick up the book, something happens. Like I'll get a call or an interruption.
Uh-huh.
So I was technically on the 8th chapter, but I felt like I missed a lot of it.
Uh-oh.
I checked on Bard this morning. It's there. Downloaded it and started rereading it from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay with this?
Well, I've never read the book, so why wouldn't I not be okay with it?
I don't know.
So what happened? How come, what happened? What did you miss? I mean, how did you miss it?
Because I just kept getting all these interruptions, it felt like, whenever I'd start reading it.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I thought you already had the book.
I did have the book, but I wanted the audiobook, babes.
Oh, the audiobook. So you have the EPUB version.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it's on my SD card, and Android can be a little bit fucked up. And so I could just go to it and look for it each time. And I should have just transferred it over from my SD card onto my internal storage, but I didn't think about that.
Uh-oh.
And now they're getting rid of SD cards, which I hate.
I don't understand that.
I don't get that either. It's part of this whole thing in our society of you have to rent everything.
Yeah, I don't know why that. I mean, you know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
I think it's one of these things where if it's still useful, don't get rid of it.
But they're getting rid of it so that corporations can make a little bit extra profit. It's like the same thing with the housing market. Have you been paying attention what's going on there?
The only thing I know right now is that China China has been responsible for buying all these houses, and that's part of the reason why they're so expensive.
Yeah, and their market is starting to crash.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are predicting we're going to have a huge crash in the housing market really, really soon. And for real, I'm glad Biden did something about marijuana, and I hope he continues down that path. But he should also clamp down.
He's not going to.
I know, but he should clamp down on who can buy homes in this country.
Yeah, at this point, he's not going to work with the people. I really have no faith in this man.
But in fairness, Trump didn't clamp down either.
But I don't think you're going to get anything from Mr. Biden.
Well, we got something a couple of days ago. What? That's all we did.
You and your drug pushing. Hey!
Oh my goodness. Give me a kiss.
Your nails hurt.
Okay, well give me a kiss, your nails. So you started to tickle.
Somebody dissolved it.
No, you just got twiggled.
No.
I love my twiggled Jaylo.
No, I think the phrase is I was trying to wake you up.
I was already awake, babes.
Oh, good. I was trying to wake you up a little bit more.
So,
just kidding.
On the left, people say that they're woke.
Yeah.
On the right, do people say that they're sleeping?
No.
Okay.
No. They don't have no, they talk about wokeness a lot, actually.
No, but they don't talk about it in reference to themselves.
No.
So if I want to say that I'm a good Republican, do I say that I'm asleep?
No.
Okay, good.
No, there's a difference between being awake and woke,
yes.
as you know. But
yes.
No, we talk about people that are actually awake and people that are so woke that they're out of touch with reality. Anywho, let's talk about how our dinner came out yesterday, because I thought it went really well.
Okay, we're getting into this a lot faster than we usually do.
I know. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about that, or?
We could talk about, I mean, it seems like you want to talk about it. We could go there.
Okay, and we can talk about something else.
Yes.
Before we get to the movies.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I would say is that our steaks turned out pretty good. But there were parts of it that were tough to chew through because of the fat. And I was thinking about this as I was cleaning up. And I'm going to see if maybe my kitchen scissors could work on cutting some of that off.
I don't even know. I've never cut fat off of meat before, to be honest.
Yeah, because I think that's the reason why our some of the parts of our steaks were hard to chew, but they were good. They were really good.
I enjoyed it.
And I have some leftover sandwiches for me.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. It tastes super good with the panko breadcrumbs.
Yep.
And the spices, the salt and pepper. We added Italian seasoning to that. Super good.
Oh yes.
Super good. And
I like it.
We had the mustard after we assembled it. We had the mushrooms in there and the mustard and the provolone cheese slices.
Good steak sandwiches.
It's delicious.
Yes.
And tonight we're gonna do steaks and baked potatoes.
That's right, babes.
Which I'm really excited about.
Yes. Because
you can't have potatoes without meat. Just
no. Well, you can.
You can, but it tastes really good with it.
It does.
Yeah, you got meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, yeah, our dinner turned out very well.
Yeah. Okay, I'll bring up this political thing.
Oh, jeez. Again?
Well, this is a developing story.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to call Herschel Walker a murderer? Because he says that abortion is murder, but yet he pays for abortions.
Well, this is something that I think is developing. I can't say for certain what to call him at the moment because this is still being. I don't know the full story, to tell you the truth. I don't know why he would lie about that. About what he felt about abortion. I don't know why he would lie about that. Mm-hmm. And I think someone may be trying to, and I'm just guessing because I really don't know. I think someone may be trying to ruin his campaign. So I can't really comment on this because I don't know. I just heard about it this week. So I really don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. A lot of people are coming out and saying that this lady is right. Assuming that it comes out that she is correct, could we then say murderer Herschel Walker?
I like I said, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I really can't tell you. I'm not going to call someone a name unless I know for sure that this person is an outright liar.
Yeah.
But I do not believe that he would be lying about that. So,
but we know that he lied about having kids because that's come out. And
what?
Yeah, it's come out that. Oh yeah, that came out that his campaign didn't know that he had some kids that weren't in his immediate family. And his son made a video this week saying that he didn't raise him, and he has reason to believe that he didn't raise any of his kids, that he wasn't there for any of them growing up.
But how do you know for sure that actually was? I mean, every time things come out like that,
yeah,
I'm very, very quick to ask, well, how do we even know that this person is his son?
Herschel Walker made a statement saying it was his son, and that he still loves him.
Okay, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't really comment on the story, to tell you the truth, because we don't know the full story about this. This is like building and building, but I'm not gonna call anybody names until I know for sure what the real story is.
Okay, but will you do some more research into it?
Yeah, because I've heard about this last week. So
yeah.
I don't know what the deal is.
And Hannity, I know I watched a lot of TYT and they played the videos, but it made it seem, his interview with Sean Hannity, that maybe Hannity believes the story about the abortion with the way he was wording his questions to Herschel Walker. So
really? He was on Sean Hannity's
Yes,
show?
He was this last week.
Huh. Yeah, let me check into that.
Yeah, just check in.
Because I haven't watched Sean Hannity in a long time, and I'm sure there's something I can find on that, but I don't know. It's something to look at.
Yeah, we don't have to dwell on it. I was just curious.
No. No. Well, what we could say that I think we both agree on politically is with how this war on Ukraine is becoming more of a debacle.
Yeah, it's really getting out there. They say, I keep hearing now that the risk of nuclear threat of Russia doing something nuclear is rising.
Judging by how Russia has conducted this war,
yep,
I have a feeling, in some ways I have a feeling that may not happen, just because of how the Russian army, because we both thought the Russian army was much stronger than the Ukrainian army.
Yeah, we did.
But the Ukrainians seem to be holding it pretty well, considering that a lot of their citizens have died, and some of them have escaped to Poland and other countries. But because Vladimir Putin has isolated himself and he's still being a dictator.
You big dictator.
Yeah. A line from Springtime for Hitler. In The Producer. That's just a funny movie. Right. And so funny. And then I don't know, it just seemed like things are being so botched. Like the economy went up and then it went down again for Russia. And even China is telling Russia to stop it, and China wants to take over everything.
Yeah.
And they're both communist countries, so I was just thinking that's interesting.
So, and I've heard speculation about this. One of the reasons that China is in league with Russia, obviously they're both communists, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they both say, well, we're more capitalist now, but come on. We can read between the lines.
China's saying that they're more capitalist?
China's been trying to say that for decades now.
No, they're not. But
no, they're not.
No,
they're
absolutely not.
But they've been trying to say that. But there's the communist connection, and there's also and this is speculation on my part, but I've heard other people say this.
Mm-hmm.
China wants to invade Taiwan.
Yes, they
and
do.
One of the reasons they're backing Russia is because they wanted to see the world reaction to what would happen internationally if Russia invaded Ukraine. And now that they're seeing it's not going so well from them, they kind of want to distance themselves from Vladimir Putin.
I think a lot of people want to distance themselves from Vladimir Putin.
That's what it seems like.
I do not think now that he is mentally unstable.
Oh, really? You think that he's altogether then?
Well, no. Because remember when there was speculation that he may be mentally unstable?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know that he is. Maybe he is. I don't know. But I know that he has been isolating himself a lot. I kind of think that he should just back down and say, okay, my regime is over now. It's not working.
Well, Biden gave some speech this week where he was saying, we got to find an off-ramp for Putin so he can save face and that he doesn't go to the nuclear option, apparently. And a bunch of world leaders kind of came out and endorsed what Biden said. So it's a tricky situation what's going on right now. And it didn't help. And I'm glad that they did it, but it didn't help that those 4 areas that Russia annexed this week were almost immediately taken back by Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
Because
didn't they take them back already?
They did. Ukraine took them back immediately.
Okay.
Because it's like now Putin is losing on all fronts. So how does he save face in this situation?
I kind of think that he should just throw in the towel.
I agree.
To tell you the truth, because it's a lose-lose situation no matter what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's already he's already taken over, tried to take over Ukraine, and it's not working, and nobody wants anything to do with him. And businesses have taken their stock and gone elsewhere, and is no longer providing any business to Russia. Whether that's going to happen again, I don't know. But whatever he's doing isn't working, and I think we would both agree with that. For once in our lives. Agree on that. Yeah. But anywho, we'll see. This is an ongoing saga.
It's tough stuff there, little Jaylo.
The stuff is tough there.
Yes. Oh, I remember what I was going to ask you in relation to Team of Rivals.
Okay.
Have you ever been in the situation where I am, to where you started on a book and you were having trouble reading it, so you went back to the beginning?
I'm sure that has happened to me when I was much younger and I wasn't paying attention, or I just couldn't pay attention because I was tired. But I don't think I've actually gone all the way to the beginning to reread it. If I did go all the way to the beginning to reread it, it's probably because I want to read it again. But not in your situation, no.
Have you ever finished a book and then immediately restarted it again? Because it was that good?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I'm definitely thinking about rereading The Outsiders again, because I liked reading it when I was in high school. I thought the book was better than the movie. We're going to get to that later.
Yeah.
Because there's so many details, and details are very important. That's the only book I know of hers.
She only wrote that book.
Did she only write that book?
I listened to an interview she did back in the day on, I want to say Studio 360, and if I remember correctly...
With Anderson Cooper?
No, Kirk Anderson. Studio 360.
Okay, I was thinking about Anderson Cooper 360, but that's different.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. But another Anderson, though. Okay. So, close enough. This was an NPR show back in the day.
Okay.
And I believe they said that S.E. Hinton only wrote one book.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of like Harper Lee. Well, I think Harper Lee wrote a sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, but it came out like a year before she died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird was good already. I don't know that I would want to read a sequel about, a sequel after To Kill a Mockingbird.
You're not interested in the To Kill a Mockingbird cinematic universe?
No. I've only saw To Kill a Mockingbird, the movie, and it was definitely different than the book. Oh. And I didn't like it. I saw it after I read it my sophomore year of high school, but the book was much better.
We read it in 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. I might need to revisit the book.
It's a great book. It's one of my favorite books.
Nice.
To tell you the truth.
What do you think that's like to write one classic book and then just put the pen down?
I don't know.
Because I think Margaret Mitchell was the same thing, right?
I didn't read anything from Margaret Mitchell.
Gone with the Wind?
Oh, she wrote that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to read that book, but it was like 9 volumes and I never got to it.
It's super long. I do want to read it at some point, though.
Yeah. I'd like to read that at some... The movie was so good, though.
Yeah. All women, S.E. Hinton, Harper Lee, and Margaret Mitchell.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that she only wrote that one.
Mm-hmm. I believe Margaret Mitchell only wrote that. And Harper Lee, again, she did write a sequel, but it was like right before she died, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you know what it's called?
I think it's called To Kill a Mockingbird Part 2, The Revenge of the Bank Account.
That sounds like a... It sounds like a...
Oh, no, it's To Kill a Mockingbird Part 2, Atticus's Accountant.
Atticus's Accountant.
Yes.
Gems Trade-Off.
Right.
Scouts Negotiation.
Yes.
No, To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus's Accountant, Gems Trade-Off, and Scouts Negotiation.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
Yes. That's got to be interesting, though. And I know that, like, Finding Forrester is kind of about that.
Mm.
I think he only wrote one book in that movie, right? Sean Connery's character?
In the movie he wrote a book? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was a famous author, but I think there was like 1, maybe 2 books that he wrote.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's a book that I read in high school that I'm thinking about rereading. It's called Waiting for the Rain.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can't remember what it was about because I read sections of the book until the end, but yeah. It was a good book from what I remember, but I don't remember what it all was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a lot of really good books my junior year, besides Little Women and the Great Gatsby, and we read some short stories. I also read The Diary of Anne Frank. That was a good one.
That's a good book.
Yeah. Anne Frank, Diary of a Young Girl.
Yeah, I wish they would have come up with a different ending, though.
But that's what happened, though.
Uh-oh.
Because Otto Frank put her entries together.
Yeah.
And put it into a book. Made it into a book.
And somebody who was cleaning out the attic found the book, right? Found her diary.
In the annex?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't remember.
I think it was something like that. Like somebody was cleaning out the attic and they found her diary and released it. But in any event, it's a powerful thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a chilling thing.
That reminds me so much now of Corrie ten Boom's story. Even though she, Anne Frank came from a Jewish family, and Corrie ten Boom came from a Christian family, and she was trying to give refuge to Jews and their families, and then getting caught and sent to a couple of concentration camps. Except she didn't die, but her sister died.
It makes you wonder, babes.
Mm-hmm.
Not if we were in Germany during World War II because we're disabled, so we would have been killed off.
Yeah, we would have been.
But let's say we would have been born non-disabled.
Right.
And in Nazi Germany, or, in the lead up to that.
Or we were Yeah.
Yeah, Germans, and we're Germans and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What would we have done in that situation? Because it's really easy to say, of course we would have hidden Jews, and of course we would have helped people escape. And I want to believe that about myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's the case or not.
I think about Corrie ten Boom and how courageous her and her family was.
Absolutely.
because I just thought, wow, what a really great story, and it was a true story. But I think I would be so scared, like how they put together this room to put them in, and it would take them like so many minutes to get up there
because they did all these practice runs too. Yeah.
And how she was trying to find out who people were because she would work in her father's watch shop, and everything was just top secret. I don't know what I would do in that situation. And by this time, she was already in her 40s. I think it was her early to mid 40s when this happened. So she wasn't, super young at the time. I don't know what I would do, honestly. That was like very courageous of what the Ten Booms did.
And we don't even have to go back as far as Nazi Germany. I mean, in some ways, we could look at what's going on in Ukraine now.
Yeah.
Or we could go back to the 1990s and look at what happened in the Rwandan genocide between the Tutsis and the Hutus.
Yep.
There's a great book about that called Left to Tell. Have you ever read it?
Left to Tell or Live?
Left to Tell.
Left to Tell?
Yeah, and it's about a lady who, I think she was a teenager during the Rwandan genocide. Her dad was a really respected minister. And then like within months, the society changed and they had to hide her. And she eventually immigrated to the U.S. But it's like, what would we do in that situation? Would we hide our friends and help them escape? Or would we turn into killers and murder people who we grew up with?
I don't know. I'd like to think I'd like to be the one to hide them and to free them from the Nazis. But I don't know. I don't know how I would. I don't know how we would be able to do that collectively, because we grew up in a different time. I don't know. I mean, Corrie Ten Boom and her family were not the richest people,
right?
Either. The dad was making a decent living in the watch shop, but they also, she was living in a time where it was okay to still live with their parents and her sister, and it was, Holland's a different country, so I don't know.
Did I ever tell you, babes?
No.
Oh my goodness.
It depends on what it is. You told me a lot of stuff.
Back in the day,
yeah,
my mom had this regular mechanic who was an older German guy who was like super anti-Semitic.
Wow, really?
Like he would like bring up Jewish people and say, "Oh, Jews are bad tippers."
Wow.
And that's the reason nobody in Germany ever stopped them from being taken to the concentration camps.
Wow.
And it was really weird. It was
to
really
see
weird.
Somebody that
an older German dude
talk about how horrible the Jews were.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you actually meet this guy?
I did a few times.
Wow.
I was just taken aback and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, it's interesting you say that because some people have a very bad taste in their mouths about the Japanese.
Yeah.
And it's sad that they haven't come to grips with it. You know what I mean? Because the Japanese have historically committed some crimes against other Asian cultures.
Exactly. And they were complicit in World War II.
Yes, they were.
With the Germans. But those Japanese people are, for the most part, dead.
Yeah, they are.
And a lot of them realized the error of their ways. And a lot of them were born in a country. And it was the country who did that. But it wasn't necessarily reflective of how every Japanese citizen felt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like... I mean, in our country, right? We have right now there are racial tensions between blacks and whites still, unfortunately, and the white people of today are being blamed for for what their ancestors did. You know what I mean? It's so sad that some people haven't come to grips with this whole thing.
Yeah, to some extent. I agree with you with that analogy. But yeah, with the Japanese thing, it would be weird to be born in a country that was a pariah for many generations. And I could see it having an issue with Japan, the country, back in the day.
Yeah.
But not with this, like the regular working class citizen who's just trying to make it through their lives and do better for their family.
It's just like with the Chinese, because a lot of Chinese have fled communist China.
Exactly.
And it's the country that is being run by dictators, not the people, and some people get that confused.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to call myself out on this. Mm-hmm. When I was a teenager, mm-hmm. I used to feel that way. I used to think, well, if you're involved in a country that's doing evil things, then you're part of the problem too. And how could you just stand by and let that happen?
Right, exactly.
And then we went to war with Iraq.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh, now I'm part of that country.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I always was, because I was maybe seeing America through low rose-tinted glasses. And I wasn't looking at how we oppress people in other parts of the world. And that was a good wake-up call for me and a great lesson to learn, that in a sense, we're all live in a country that is a repressive regime, but it's how we deal with it as individuals. And it doesn't make you bad that you live there. You're not automatically a bad person.
Well, not all of us were repressive. I think it's a part of our history.
Right, but it's the regime who controls a certain country. We all live under repressive regimes if we're not part of, the 1% of whatever country we live in. So how can you blame the citizens for that? That was the lesson I took away.
Right. But and when I was learning about the Cirque du Soleil things, that I forgot what it was called. Was it
Barnum and Bailey?
Chengdu? No.
Okay.
Cirque du Soleil. What is it called? Is it Shen? I forgot what it's called. Shen Yun or something.
Okay.
It's like this. It's a show that's put on by Chinese people that fled communist China.
Mm.
And some people were pushing back against it. And I said, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
They want to show that they're free now.
Yeah, exactly. And they're doing something to make a living for themselves too.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I never got I do think we need some border control, but I don't like the attitude where the default is assume that foreigners are bad, because foreigners are great for this country.
But hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You're missing something very important.
What's up?
Not all foreigners are bad if they actually want to come into our country and not take whatever they want to take just because they're in the country. The ones that we are very, very leery about are the ones who come to this country that have been deported more than once, and they don't just bring drugs into the country, but they hurt children, they hurt women, they hurt men, and in some cases they've even killed young teenage boys. And it's not that foreigners are horrible, it's the kind of foreigners, it's the types of foreigners that want to come in and they don't want to contribute to our country.
I agree with you on that extent, and this goes beyond Trump, because in some ways Biden's deportation record is worse than Trump's. I agree with you to that extent, but I don't think the default should be if somebody's trying to come into our country, they're a horrible person. And it seems like that has been the case for a long time.
But that's not what it is.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with whether they're horrible or not. It has everything to do with what countries actually are our allies and what countries are our enemies. So, yes, the Chinese people are welcome. But there is a question about how they come into the country and why they're in the country. Because a lot of the people that come to our country that are trying to cross the borders aren't even just coming from China and Mexico, but from Africa,
right,
and from other places.
Yeah.
And they're taking advantage of it because Biden says, "Yeah, why don't you come over? There's no stipulation."
No, Biden's record on deportation is actually worse than Trump's.
No. Hold on. I wasn't finished.
Go ahead.
No, but Biden was telling them to come over, and you don't have any consequences. You can come into whatever entry point you want, and you don't have to take steps to come in. I have a real problem with that, and they're taking advantage of it. They're taking a lot. And even with Kamala Harris, as horrible as she is, she's supposed to be the border czar, and she's not done anything to control that, and I don't even think she's been to the border to this day.
Well, I don't like Kamala Harris. I can't defend her on pretty much anything, including this.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to try. But I would ask you to look into this because I've heard lefty media say that Biden is worse on deportation than Trump. And I don't think lefty media would say that, just to say that.
But this
goes beyond just Biden.
But we can,
or Trump.
We can both agree that our border is really going through a crisis right now. Would you say that?
I would say we need to rethink about how we do things. Yes. Okay. As far as border.
But there are some things that you probably never heard of because I don't think TYT has reported on this.
Oh.
There have been things found at the border like people's IDs. There's been children's underwear that has been found. There's been trees that actually has bras tied to the trees and underwear tied to the trees. That's stuff that you won't hear on a lot of media outlets that are not reporting on it. And it's worse than you think it is. It's a lot worse than you think it is. And these people that are trying to get in illegally are remember that story about that little girl that was raped that was from Ohio, the 10-year-old? Did you hear that story?
The one who she couldn't get the abortion?
Well, she was raped by an illegal alien, and they're not reporting it.
Oh,
did you know that?
I did not know
this
that.
Illegal alien, I don't know if he's been deported before, but he shouldn't have been in our country.
So what happened? Did she have the kid, or did their parents?
I don't know right now, but all I know is that the person who raped her, who shouldn't have been in the country, was illegal.
And you know who that illegal alien's best friend was?
What?
Herschel Walker.
Bubs! That's enough.
All right, that's a joke, guys.
That was a bad joke.
That was
you don't even know the whole story yet.
All right, no. Let's give me a kiss.
No.
I love you.
Give me your noise.
Don't switch to wall, babes.
I'm not. Silly.
Oh my goodness.
Silly boy. Silly boy.
We definitely do need to rethink how we do the border in this country. And I'm not one of those libs who say we don't need any border. I'm just saying we need to rethink it. And I don't have all the answers on this issue.
Okay.
But I also do believe that while we need a border, we also do have to be somewhat open to people who are struggling as well. I mean, what's that thing that the Statue of Liberty that Satan has, give me your huddled masses, and
that's not.
Or is that Ellis Island? That might be Ellis Island.
Ellis Island?
That's where a lot of immigrants came to when they first came to the U.S.
I think you might be right about that.
Yeah.
But I think we need to think about who our allies are and who are not our allies. So we need to be better at we need to be a lot stronger at vetting people because we just can't let everybody in.
And I do agree with you on that.
We just can't let everybody in, just like we can't let everybody into our houses.
Right. It's the implementation of it that we need to work on. Do you know, babes,
what?
That in the 1940s, there were beaches that would have signs that said no dogs or Jews allowed?
That doesn't surprise. Well, I mean, I think... did it say that? Really,
yeah.
In the 40s?
Yeah.
But then you have to think about back then, in the whole context of it. People were very fearful.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree.
People were so fearful. They didn't know how to handle that. They didn't know how to handle disabilities. They didn't know how to handle people of other ethnicities,
mm-hmm.
especially the Jews. And other cultures. So that doesn't surprise me, to tell you the truth. It's very sad.
It is.
That it is a part of our history. But in some ways, some people have remained backwards.
Yeah.
And they don't want to move forward with appeasing racial tensions. I don't know if that even makes any sense.
I don't know.
They don't want to move forward with having a conversation and doing something about it.
Yeah.
Some people want to remain backwards and want to remain in that era.
The Jim Crow era.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to remain that way, and they don't want to find common ground, and work together with people that are different.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of it is based on fear. And while people are moving forward from that, some people just want to remain backwards. And it's very sad to me. I mean, I could go and talk about my own experiences with that, because there are some people that are in the baby boomer generation that don't even think that people with all kinds of disabilities could even do stuff.
There are people in our generation who probably feel that way.
Yeah, and it's very sad, because they haven't been exposed to it, or they just haven't wanted to learn about it.
Or they've been exposed to it with somebody who maybe didn't have the life skills. So they saw a bad representation of a blind person or somebody who uses a wheelchair.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and those are the kinds of people that have grown, they're old enough to understand it, but they don't want to. And that's the person that really, really tests my patience.
Here's something that I'm very conflicted about.
Okay.
As are a lot of people with disabilities.
Right.
The idea of special schools, meaning a school for the blind, for example, which I did not go to, but you went to,
yes,
and I know other people who went to them.
Yes,
and I was mainstreamed and all that stuff, and you were mainstreamed to an extent.
I was mainstreamed for most of my life. Yes.
Yeah, till you went out of the mainstream.
Well, no, I actually was in a preschool that had kids with disabilities. I was in a preschool class with that, which actually did help me a lot.
Yeah. I'm on two minds of this. On one hand, I think to myself, we should not have anything like that. And I'm glad that so many of these schools are closing down, because it's a way to keep us separated. And on the other hand, though, an argument could be made that when you are involved with an organization like this, you get to see other examples at a young age of people who are like you. And I think where I fall is we shouldn't have schools like this, but maybe there should be more of an emphasis on like summer camps.
I don't know if I agree with you on that.
And after school programs.
And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because when I entered the blind school, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out for me, because I was mainstream for most of my life. I was around some blind kids, but I also was around sighted kids. But what they did was they had us attend a high school that was across the street so that we could meet other kids and be in other classes besides the classes that we had at school. And maybe it was better for me that I entered a blind school when I was older, because just by going there, I learned how to be a little bit more independent. So that actually worked. That actually was a positive experience for me. I don't know that kids should be in blind schools from K through 12 unless they need to be, but I think there should be an option.
Okay.
I think there should be an option, but they also have to be exposed to more of the mainstream kids too. Now, I had a conversation with my friend a while back who was saying things like, I cannot believe that I know blind people that haven't gone camping or other things like that. I said, I know, because I've done that stuff. Mm-hmm. I wasn't completely sheltered. I went camping. I went to sleepovers. I did a lot of things that a lot of kids do. So I got to have those experiences. And maybe it was a good thing for me to go to a blind school when I was already in my senior year of high school, because I had I experienced the best of both worlds.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think there should be an option, but
did you just fart?
Never mind that.
Okay, keep going.
Edit it afterwards.
Keep going, babes.
And that was something I didn't do on purpose.
Oh, anyway, the smell.
Oh, stop it.
Smells like blind camp in here.
Oh.
No, keep going, babes.
Blind camp in here?
Blind camp in here.
Why?
Because you went to a blind camp and then you started
falling. Oh, my goodness.
No, keep going, babes. I'm listening.
I think it should be an option. I don't think they should be completely eliminated.
Yeah, I tend to side more in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but you're coming from a place where you never attended a blind school.
No, but I've known a fair amount of people who went to them way before I ever met you. And some of them came out cool and some of them came out kind of weird. Now, who knows? They may have also been weirdos had they gone to normal school. I can't prove that.
Yeah.
And I do think that there's something about being around kids with all different abilities. Just like I think that there's benefits to being around people who are like you. And that's why I tend to lean more towards the type of childhood I had, where there was an emphasis on after-school programs where you get to socialize with other blind people, and also camps that focus on blindness.
I did have a fun time at after-school programs because I did meet a whole bunch of people. I knew a girl in a wheelchair. She was a nice girl. There wasn't any blind people at the after school programs I went to, but I met a lot of cool kids, and a lot of them were my sister's friends.
Oh.
And that was fun. So I had those experiences. But at the blind school, I had other experiences too, where I was exposed to downhill skiing and more tandem bike riding and horseback riding and in the arts and. But I will say this, because this is where we've talked about how sheltered a person is, right?
Go ahead.
I did go to school with a lot of people that some of them came out well-adjusted and some of them came out maladjusted because their brain growth, I feel, was stunted because they were so sheltered.
Yes.
And I don't know what it does, but I really do think it has an effect on somebody, not just emotionally, but mentally. And I'm thinking to myself, the people that are just like, they're not quite all there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not quite all there. They don't know how to socialize, or at least they don't know how to say, they don't have the social graces. So I've been to school with some of those people, and there were some people in my public schools that I went to that were not quite all there either.
Absolutely.
But I found a lot of them at the blind school. Mm-hmm. They just were kind of not so adjusted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of blind schools now are closing down. There's many reasons for that. There's protests, there's lack of funding, but
I think mostly it's lack of funding.
Yeah, it's becoming a more and more rare thing now.
Well, wait a minute. Which one do you... I know of one.
Oregon closed down.
Yeah, I know.
I know that was like 10 plus years ago. But when I was part of the NFB, we'd always hear stories about this school is closing down. And the NFB is very schizophrenic in the sense that they'd always say, well, we shouldn't have our kids separated into different schools because they're blind. And yet every time a blind school would close down, they'd always freak out about it.
Huh.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know. At least that was my experience.
But see, when I went to the blind school, I didn't feel like I was separated from any sighted kid.
Oh.
Because when we would have activities, like we had something called the mall crawl back in the late 90s, and they would have kids, sighted kids, volunteer to hang out with us.
But think of it like this, though. I can make the argument, instead of having sighted kids having to volunteer, if you had went to a public school and had quote-unquote normal friends, you just would have done the blind or the mall crawl with your regular friends. It wouldn't be like a situation where I'm getting community service to do this. I'm just your friend hanging out with my other buddy who happens to be blind. But because you're in a blind school, it's a situation to where they're doing this as a volunteer thing. You see the difference?
Well, I mean, I guess back then I didn't think of it that way.
Okay.
Because I didn't think anything of it. I was just having fun.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I hear you having fun.
Oh, goodness.
I know you having fun.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, give me a kiss.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
But okay. I will say this jokingly, that from being in the blind school, I know how kind of weird the blind world is.
Yes.
In some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got all kinds of blind people from all walks of life.
Yes.
Some that are quite independent and has it together has it together for the most part, and then some of them are just like, there's something not quite there.
Yes.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
But there's also that thing of there's a lot of people in the blind community with multiple disabilities.
Yes.
And I feel that because blindness is such a visible one, it's often easier with a blind kid to ignore what I would call a second disability.
I would agree. At least it seems that way to me.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that way to me.
Yeah.
So if it isn't the stunted brain growth because of over sheltering, it's something else. Yeah, and some people I went to school with had like major depression.
Oh,
that was very sad.
Oh,
yeah, and some of them would take their meds.
Nice.
I guess that's what they called them. I'm guessing that's what it was.
You just take a pill and everything will be all right. You know that song from Everclear?
I think so.
Is that track 9 off of Sparkle and Fade? Amphetamine Girl? That's a great song. Oh my God, I love that song.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I might have heard that one.
You might have heard it from me. I don't know.
No, I think I might have heard it before, but I don't know.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, it's an interesting situation that I was in.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, I love you there, Jaylo.
I love it too. I mean, I've got stories to tell about some of the kids I went to school with.
We're working on your book.
I don't want to write a book about me.
Good.
My goodness.
You scratching yourself?
No, my eye was a little bit itchy.
Oh.
I'm good.
Nice.
Would you write a book about yourself?
I've thought about it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. You have a lot of stories to tell.
I have some stories. Yeah. I haven't lived as much as a lot of people, but I've done a little bit of living.
A little bit of living.
Yep. Man's either got to get busy living.
Oh my goodness.
Or get busy dying. What? As Red would say.
Oh, I know. Stop it now.
Okay. You hate it when I quote things. It drives you crazy.
It drives me crazy because I'll never hear the end of it until I'm like, okay, would you stop like quoting it just for now? Stop it.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's one of my favorite quotes.
I understand.
And it's become more relevant to me in recent months as we reopen and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yes. Jaylo.
Yes?
We watched 2 films last night.
We did.
We started off with The Bridge on the River Qui.
Yeah.
You want to give a brief overview or do you want me to?
I think you should.
I'm going to make this super fast.
Because it's a long movie.
It's a long movie. There's a lot of moving parts to it.
So it's good though.
This is going to be like the very much the idiot's guide to the bridge on the River Qui.
That's fine.
And we also got interrupted a couple of times during the watching of this movie. It wasn't too bad though.
No.
It's not like when you're reading Team of Rivals and, you can't get through it at all. Okay. We start the movie. It's World War II. And it's a prisoner camp on an island. William Holden is already there. He's basically one of these guys who works, but he gets a lot of time off for medical stuff because he bribes one of the doctors. A British battalion is captured. And the man running it, who is named...
Colonel Nicholson.
Colonel Nicholson has a heart-to-heart with William Holden one night after they first get there and basically says, we were ordered to surrender ourselves.
Yep.
Okay? Holden escapes the island. And around this time, there's a big controversy because the Japanese people want the British prisoners and the American prisoners, whoever's left, to build a bridge.
Yep.
And the Colonel Nicholson, who's commanding the British battalion, basically says, I don't want my people doing this.
Yeah.
Huge protests going on.
Yeah.
Eventually, the Japanese commander, do you remember his name?
What was it? I can't remember, honestly.
Okay.
Was it Sato?
Sato. Basically says, okay, I give up. You have it now.
Yeah.
And Nicholson, after a little bit of contemplation, decides that he wants to build this bridge. Mm-hmm. Consults with his men and realizes that where Sato is set up is a wrong place because of how sand and rocks form. I have no idea about this stuff. I'm not a geologist.
I don't know either.
But basically saying that they could work on this bridge for like 10 more years and it would never come together because of how the underlying stuff goes.
Yeah.
And they also say a lot of these groups are not working together. So it's almost like they're competitors. So they're not using their manpower right. Mm-hmm. By this time, Nicholson has learned that if Sato doesn't get this bridge finished by May 12th, also happens to be my sister's birthday, mm-hmm. he will have to commit suicide because there's going to be dishonor involved with this.
Right.
So Nicholson is like, okay, here's what we're going to do to get this bridge done. And Sato basically agrees to it because he doesn't really have a choice. While this is going on, William Holden has been rescued by some British troops, and he's just kind of like chilling, enjoying life, thinking that he's going to get discharged from the military. But he's quickly informed, no, we got you a transfer. And by the way, we know that you lied, and you're not this high-ranking official. Mm-hmm. But we're going to look the other way on that because we're cool.
Yeah.
We're cool, bro. And if you do this mission, go back to the U.S., probably get a medical discharge, and probably at a higher rank. So you're going to be considered a hero and get a lot more loot.
Yep.
But you got to help us with this one, bro.
Right.
So they go back to the island. And, you know, they have to be kind of quiet. They're sneaking onto it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Going through all these woods. There's a lot of stuff, other things that go on. By now, the bridge is pretty much built.
Yep.
And they want to destroy it when this train is going to come over on it to kind of like Christian it.
Yep.
There's a lot of mayhem that goes on. Nicholson is completely into this bridge.
Yep. Yep.
And he tries near the end of the movie to stop them from blowing it up.
Yep.
And eventually it's destroyed.
Yeah. Because doesn't he fall on the detonator?
Yeah, after he's shot.
Yep.
I really enjoyed this movie.
It's a good movie.
I would probably give it an 8.5.
I think I would too.
Yeah. I had an issue when we were watching it.
Yeah.
I kept going back and forth trying to figure out what is Nicholson's real motive.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he's telling his men, we're doing this so we can do good work. But he's really doing it because he knows that they're going to blow it up when the train's going over. And when it becomes clear that that's not the reasoning, it threw me off a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Until we watched a video.
Yeah.
With some professors talking about it.
Yeah.
And I also it made me think of Ayn Rand a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because you know the story of the fountainhead?
No, you keep telling me about it. No.
Mm-hmm. In a way, it's kind of the reverse of this. Because an architect builds a building and then has it destroyed because he's uncomfortable with the work involved with it.
Okay.
And in this, it's the opposite. Because Nicholson is a perfectionist, and instead of wanting this thing destroyed, he wants it built so well that it'll last hundreds of years.
Right.
But they're both stories about perfectionists and how they deal with their work.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
This is really interesting to me.
Yeah. It was interesting what the professors were saying about how
in the video we watched.
Yeah, like the duty of the duty part of ethics and about doing something to minimalize the pain, but to have more pleasure than that, which isn't always a good thing, because or doing something because you think that it's going to benefit you. I think it's what it was trying to say. Something to that effect. It was kind of interesting with their philosophy about this movie.
Basically, they said some people judge actions on how much good it's going to have over the long term.
Yeah.
Right? So here's a question for you.
Right.
What does Nicholson teach us about the beauty or the horror of perfection?
Well, Here's my opinion, and I don't know if this is right or not, and maybe it isn't, but it's almost like the horror outweighed the beauty of it, because people died after the making of this bridge, because he didn't want to blow it up, but it ended up blowing up instead. The people on the train didn't survive, right?
No, they died. They were going to die anyway.
They were going to die, but still, it just was not a good idea in the long run.
Nicholson, in my opinion, got obsessed with this bridge because he saw it as his legacy.
Yeah.
And instead of seeing the career as your monument to life, you saw this thing that you helped the enemy construct as that. And you basically became a traitor to the cause.
I thought it was really interesting about that little speech he gave, remember? When he was talking about, well, is this really what life is all about? Or something to that effect. Like he was talking about his legacy.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's interesting.
In some ways, it also kind of reminded me of these monuments that are built to, like, the Egyptian pharaohs.
Yep.
Like, that was the thing, instead of just leaving a legacy of living a good life. Nicholson thought that this was going to live on throughout the ages. And instead it died with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember when he said, I had to do it.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you didn't have to.
You didn't have to do it. It could have been done a different way.
Yeah. And you had gotten the Japanese commander to submit.
Yep.
There's so many other things you could have done.
Yeah. And I just think the point being is that he didn't handle this correctly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It just blew up literally in his face.
Would you recommend this film to your family? If so, how do you sell it to them if you're in one of those little rooms in the building that goes up and down?
Bubs, really?
Or what's your elevator pitch, if you would tell them to watch it?
I guess I would say something like this is what perfection can do to a person if it's not taken, or this is how perfectionism can ruin a person if it's taken to the extreme.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good military movie.
It is.
Yeah. And being that I come from a strong military family, I think they would like it.
Nice.
Yeah. The bridge on the River Qui.
It talks about perfectionism, but also what war can do to you, too.
Yep.
And what being a POW does.
That's right.
Yeah.
It could really break your spirit if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened to those Japanese women?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not good.
Not good.
Some of them died.
Oh. Yes.
And then the guy's foot was hurt.
Yes. We don't have to give everything away.
But I'm not going to give everything away. It's just part of what happened in the movie.
Yes. Very good there, little Jaylo.
Very good there.
Babes.
Yeah.
In 1995.
Yes.
I go to MLC to start 7th grade.
Yeah.
And our English teacher had us start reading The Outsiders. I didn't finish it then. You know how I am.
Oh,
but I read it years later and really enjoyed it. And I'd always heard that there was a movie that Francis Ford Coppola made. I believe this was actually the first film he did after Apocalypse Now, which is a masterpiece about war that we do need to watch sometime.
Uh-oh.
But before we get to that, let's talk about the movie version of The Outsiders.
I believe I read this book my junior year because I read a bunch of classic stuff my junior year, and I did see the movie. And this is the second time I saw it, and I haven't read the book in a long time, and I'm really thinking about rereading it because it is a good book.
Yeah.
So it basically tells a story about these two groups of kids, the greasers, who they're the kids with the long greasy hair, and the socias, who are the high class rich kids. Am I correct?
I like that explanation. Okay. We're gonna go with that.
Okay. Ponyboy Curtis is one of the main characters, and he's living with his two brothers, Soda Pop Curtis and Derry.
Yeah.
Short for Daryl. Derry is the oldest, and he's taken on the responsibility of raising his two little brothers because their parents died. And I forgot how they died, but it was pretty tragic. And And then there's some other kids like Johnny Cade, who I think he is one of those kids that is a runaway kid. And granted, I haven't read the book in a long time, so I don't remember the details about this kid. But he's one of Ponyboy's best friends, and Dallas, I forgot his last name, aka Dally, is like one of one of these tough kids in the greaser group.
He's like a younger version of Pat Healy from There's Something About Mary.
Right. Right. Exactly. And not just because he was played by Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
But he is. And there's other kids in there, like I think
Can we say what happened last night?
No.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't think people need to know about my my dumb moment.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Keep going, babes.
Okay. So there's little backstories where there's a girl named Cherry who's one of the Socs. She's the girl with the red hair. And she's going out with this kid named Bob, who is an enemy of the Greasers. Cherry was getting fed up with Bob because of his drinking. And Dallas is one of the kids who was trying to hit on Cherry, and she wasn't having that either. And Cherry meets up with Ponyboy and Johnny, and they're like 14 and 16, and she really thinks that these kids are nice boys that don't really want to beat anybody up. Would you like to fill some stuff in?
Wow. There's a conflict. Somebody gets killed. Johnny and Ponyboy go to your man Dally. He says, okay, go to this abandoned church.
Yeah, and stay there.
Here's a little bit of money. Buy some food for the week, and I'll be there as soon as I can.
Right.
Eventually, he comes out. They've been reading Gone with the Wind, which is a book we talked about earlier.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, put that book down, bro. We're going out to eat.
Yep.
Buys them some food. They're talking, and they're driving around the rad, and they see that there's a fire.
They see that there's a fire in this school.
Yep.
Ponyboy and Johnny are quick to go and try to save the kids, and Dally is like, no, don't worry about those kids.
Eventually, he helps out too, and they're considered heroes, but there's a few medical issues.
Johnny gets severely burned, and at this point, Derry and Soda Pop don't know where their brother is. And Ponyboy comes out pretty much unscathed. Johnny is left at the hospital. Dally's pretty much upset because he's like, if you were tough like me, we wouldn't have gotten into this situation. You just have to be tough so that you can't feel anything. He
says that at the end of the movie.
But
near the end of the movie. After
but
somebody passes away named Johnny.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh. But before Johnny died, and you would have known this if you read the book, there was a battle between the Greasers and the Socs. The Greasers
won.
Yep. And then Johnny dies when your man Dally goes to see him with
Ponyboy.
Yep. And Dally goes all crazy, and that's basically where the movie ends.
Well, not until Ponyboy reads a letter that Johnny wrote to him.
Oh, good point.
Yes.
I like the book a lot.
I like the book a lot better too because there's a lot more details that were not addressed in the movie, where it was leading up to Johnny and Ponyboy running away.
Yeah, exactly.
And was also leading up to the stuff with Cherry.
I actually felt this movie would have been better if it was a half hour to 45 minutes longer. And it filled in more of those backstories.
Right. Yeah. I really don't think that Francis Ford Coppola did it justice.
No.
To tell you the truth.
No.
I'm thinking about rereading it again.
I am
eventually.
Too. Yes.
It's such a good book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this film to your family? If so, how would you sell it to them?
I think they would like it, but I think they would be better if they read the book first.
Okay.
To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Or not even watch the movie because the book is better.
Exactly. I would just tell people to read the book.
To read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the book and read the movie.
Exactly.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh my goodness. I love you, babes. And I'm dyslexic.
Goodness.
Oh, goodness. Well, good, babes.
Yeah.
Well, Jaylo.
Yeah?
I know you want to get a snack because you were telling me that right before we started doing this.
Did I tell you that?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Without those words.
But I was thinking about it.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
But before then, I'm wondering, did you have any dreams?
You know, I did not, but I slept really good.
I did too.
And I woke up, I think, about 7 or close to 7.
Around there.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired again. And I got up about, after 9:30.
Yes.
And I yeah. But I'm awake now.
Nice. Should we have a kiss and wrap this up so you can get me a snack and one for yourself too?
Okay.
Okay.
Bubs!
What?
Stop making noises.
That was you,
Normally,
babes.
Bub.
That might have been you, babes.
No, that was you.
Oh, was that? Okay.
My voice can't go that low.
Oh.
Bubs!
All right. I'm
Stop
sorry.
it.
I didn't know. Because... All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.